Hello and good morning, everybody. Naisha here, just an average girl. And today is the day. I'm here in Orlando, Florida for the Megacon convention. And hey, this year, it looks like there's a lot of good people coming this year, just like last year. So I look forward to coming. Right now, outside's a little gloomy. Weather is fantastic in my standards. But for the most part, we're about to go ahead and head to the grand opening. So let's get to it. As you can see from there, that is one of the hotels next to the convention center that is available for people to actually stay in right now for Epic Universe.
Take the next right.
So this is exciting. It goes to show you how close you are to Epic. So Epic is not too far from here from the looks of it, I guess. See, this is old school for me because I had the G2 series of Grimlock back in the day. So the fact that they reissued it, I am happy. Like, how long did it take for you guys to develop and, to be intricate about putting together these Transformers is just amazing.
Yes, a lot of Transformer times we work on about a 2-year timeline. So everything for 2026 is kind of already in development and is getting ready for us on our end. So it's about 18 months from start to finish. That's kind of where we go when we're developing these guys. Combiners take a little bit longer. I'm trying to think. It was maybe about 20 months for this guy altogether. Because when you're developing a combiner, you kind of develop all pieces at the same time. You're not just starting with one figure. So you want to make sure that everything works together. They're very intense, but we always love them. They're a lot of fun.
Well, no, thank you for bringing our childhood to life.
That's the goal.
Okay, I have finally reached the far end of the convention center where you'll meet all the voice actors and actors here. As you can see, this is Voice Actor Central. So you have a lot of people here today. You also have people from the Avatar. They're celebrating their anniversary. You have people for Dragon Ball Z, for One Piece. So this is, like I said, going to be an amazing year. Everyone's already anxious. Yeah, see, here we are. This is all the One Piece line right here. Let me just do a quick scan. This is where autographs for actors and stuff from film and TV are placed. So again, this is big.
I am Nomad.
Hi, Nomad.
I am Nomad. I am perfect. That which is imperfect must be sterilized.
Oh, that's not good.
You are the creator.
What I'm excited for, this is the row for all that is Doctor Who. Featuring today is my girl, Prima Angema. She was my favorite out of all the partners that the Doctors had. She was my favorite, and so I'm so happy that she finally came here to Florida. We also have Ron Howard. He is from Happy Days, as well as making amazing movies that I grew up as a child. Okay, now what they did was Matt Smith, he is Doctor Number 11, but because he did the Dragons, it's the prequel to Game of Thrones, him and Fabian are, grouped up over here for House of Dragons. Now, also the reason reason why I love coming to these conventions is because I meet amazing artists here for, potentials. Because again, if I'm and for people who have written books, just trying to get some ideas on how to go about with my story. So not only am I doing this for my own entertainment, but I'm also doing this to, figure out what to do to get into this career, because my future goal is to have a booth here to promote Knights of Iran, to have artwork, to have figurines, to have a lot of things here. So again, this is, not only business, but it's also pleasure. But yeah, so I'm about to head to one of the panels for Scream, where it has Matthew Lillard, and I think he's with somebody else as well. But for those of you who don't know, he was one of the main villains for Scream. He's also the voice of Shaggy, as well as the purple guy from FNAF. So William Afton. But yeah, so I'm gonna find my way out of here and head to his panel and take a look.
Thank you for being here. Wow, I can't believe you're here. Thank you. This is Heather. Let's give a round of applause to Heather. And also our signers. Thank you for signing. What's your name? Thank you so much. Good question. It was really, I had never worn the suit, and the first day I got to work, I put on the suit to shoot. I thought, I should probably have rented out a dance studio with hired friends to figure out how to work this thing. But I auditioned for a movie called Planet of the Apes, and I didn't get it, which happens all the time. But I worked on like this ape thing really hard. I really like physical work. So I would walk around for like a week getting this audition like this. So when I put on the suit, there's a lot of information. When I put on the suit, I was like, what am I going to do? I'm like, you have the picture of a guy of 3, I'm 54 years old. And I'm like, well, how am I going to walk? What is this guy going to do? He's not, So I started giving my body, and I started reading this, and I'm like, So now, every time I just finish the second movie, but every time I put that on, I go through this whole like, and I like own it physically. Yeah, that's the answer. That's all the answer. But I do think, Steve, what's it like to live a life of rejection? Thank you for your question. Any question about me is important. It's good. He never shows up. He's always late for work. No, but there's a bunch of actors, voice actors here today at this con, which I think is great to celebrate voice actors. I love that job. I love that part because it's made an impact on kids today that are still watching that cartoon, they're still watching the movie. And so to have a legacy and to hold up the legacy like an iconic part like Shaggy is really one of the highlights of my entire life. You did this at one convention, Matt, and I loved it, and I think they would probably love it too. Explain how the walk developed. Oh. You're putting me on the spot. I know. You like the spot. So when we did, one of the challenging things about Scooby-Doo is we had to take a two-dimensional character that everyone knows and loves and transform it into a human being, and that's a weird job. And so I hired 2 acting coaches who are dear friends of mine, and we rented out a studio space, and we really figured out how to sort of embody the physical nature of Shaggy. And so there's the Shaggy right there. He's trying to leave. Why are you leaving? Well, I'm about to tell you how to walk. Do you have to poop? Like, man, no point. flippers on your feet. You put on like big, like, you know, flippers, like scuba. Flippers? Yeah, flippers. Yeah. So you put them on your feet. That's pretty stupid, right? You're like, oh, but it makes sense. Like you try to figure out how to physically do something, and then, oh, you put strings on your hands. So you put it all together and you lead with your mouth. I just blew out my knee.
I wanted to ask Matthew, how would Shaggy fare in a Scream movie?
He would 100% kick ass because he would literally look at the first dead person and run for days. He would do what every normal person would do, which is like, I'm out, I don't want to be here. I don't need to save anyone else, I'm leaving. So, ready?
My interviews out with like two very simple questions. The first one is, would you rather be able to speak and understand all languages or be able to understand and speak to animals?
Sure, the chair's not affecting you in ways. I gotta go with the animals.
Yeah! I will tell you, no one has chosen the other one. Out of like the 30 people I've interviewed.
I want to talk to everybody in the world.
Exactly.
Now, I'll share this with you.
Please.
My wife, Kate, we have two cats. We're Met fans, and the cats are named Mookie and Wilson. And if you go to the Mookie and Wilson Instagram page,
I will.
She was in the pandemic. We had a lot of time on our hands with all that. She trained Mookie to talk. Mookie presses about 20 different buttons that say things. So we kind of can talk.
Yeah.
And it's a little creepy sometimes. It really is. I mean, like they're sitting there thinking things and they'll let you know.
Choose.
Yeah, my favorite one is it just says mad.
Good morning and a happy Saturday, everybody. We're back again. This is day 2 for me at Megacon, day 3 for them, for anyone who came in on Thursday and stuff. But of course, it's the weekend. Everybody's going to be here. Lines are going to be full. It is going to be incredible. Lots of cosplay, lots of amazing outfits. A lot more of the actors and voice actors are going to be coming. And I look forward to capturing a lot of things. There's going to be even a late night get together with some voice actors. Like, I don't know if it's a meet and greet, but I'm a little curious. So we're going to go in, check in, and we're going to do some panels, do some autographs, do some photos, and go from there. So let's go.
Crew and ladies, blue, my friend, please give it love to hear them cheer for you individually. Will you please tell me who you are and who you play?
I am Colleen Kuchenbeard and I play Monkey D. Luffy. Hello, I'm Lucy Christian
Usopp and the Sniper King.
Hi, I'm Ian Sinclair and I play the musician Brody.
All we get is the best. I'm Stephanie and I voice Nika Robin.
I'm Eric Vale and I voice Sanji.
I'm Christopher Sabat and I take naps as Zoro.
Absolutely perfect. So I have to know. So One Piece came into my life later, just a couple years ago, and I'm caught up. I have no social life. Thank you. Thank you. There was a point in my life where I realized the scope of the show, like how popular it was, because I was living overseas, and I was like, man, the only anime I don't care about here is One Piece. Every cafe, every bit of merch, One Piece, One Piece, One Piece. For you guys, was there a moment in this whole thing where you were like, oh my god, I'm in One Piece? Like I feel it, I see it, whether it was like responsibility or just like, oh, this is so popular.
I mean, that didn't happen for me until after the pandemic, because I feel like pre-pandemic, it was a lot of us wishing everybody in this half of the world would get on board. Because it was so popular in Japan and other countries, but it just got caught on in America or North America. And so we wished that it would, and sometimes we would take a big break before we were going back to dub stuff. We took like 3 years off, and it was very nerve-wracking whether we'd come back. And then after the pandemic, I guess everybody had a chance to watch it. And suddenly it was popular, and suddenly it felt like we could talk to all of you about it, and it felt like we were a big family, and so that's when it started to feel really, really exciting to me.
For me, there was a period where there was negotiation, I think that lasted 5 years. And then we got on this text chain with the actors, and we were all going, we're back on the boat! And we finally got to go on again, and I went, oh, this is a special group, you know, and that's when it really became special to me.
I mean, we're getting a Lego. So
The crowning jewel of all of it, a Lego set.
The whole Times Square thing, you know? One Piece in Times Square, you know?
Very, yeah. This next one is something that I was inspired. My friend, if you were here, shout out to you, because you inspired me so much yesterday. This is hard-hitting journalism stuff. Somebody asked Stephanie a great question the other day at the panel. They were like, what Robin hairstyle is your favorite? And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Okay? Was there ever, but you've been with these people a long time, was there ever an arc, because that's the cool part about it, is that every single arc we get kind of a new look, that you were like, ah, they look so good! I love them, they look amazing. I want to know the favorite looks.
I'm gonna answer first every time.
Yeah, correct. I'm just gonna look at her.
Actually, I'll tell you, the funniest thing is that there was a moment where, I think it was when Zoro figured out where the booze was, and they went to, was it the Beast Man or something like that?
Oh, Beast Pirates?
Yeah, the Beast Pirates, where they all suddenly just had these, like, they had their shirts off with, like, studded, like, things on their shoulders, and then the anime just said, actually, we're done with that. So they just go, whoop, and fourth wall just say, okay, we don't need these outfits anymore, and they just went, boink. You guys remember that?
It was so fast! It was too fast, I loved them.
I wanted to come back.
But they zapped all of Zoro's muscle, and Egghead got zapped. Anyway, good luck, man.
He's fasting.
He's in his calorie deficit.
He has a hibernate, post-hibernate.
Nami has gotten very aerodynamic as the show.
Buoyancy men.
I loved it, but I loved it when she was in her Arabian Nights deal in Alabasta. And then is it so that she was in the purple?
Yeah.
Like, yum. That was so nice.
For me, it was obviously Water 7, because for Usopp, he just went through so many changes. And to that point, I was like, oh, this is a fun character. And then I was like, oh my God, I love this guy, you know? And he got to fight Luffy, and it was just incredible growth for that character.
My kids were horrified that you were fighting Luffy. Why is he fighting him?
I was thrilled.
So
So we need to bring the cowboy hat back, right?
There's a lot of bright options, but I really liked that hoodie that he wore at the beginning of the Uchi concert, and I want that hoodie.
Eric was just telling me how much he loved his outfit when he was in the Isle of Women.
Thanks for it. Actually, what I said to Chris is, what show is this in?
Yeah, no pressure, Eric, but there is, for me, one right answer for Sanji, so I'd love for you to weigh in on what you think. It might be wrong, but we're open to talking about it.
Okay, what are you asking?
You're Sanji in One Piece.
Okay.
Yeah? And is he the most handsome to you?
When is he the most handsome?
Yeah!
The second I started voicing him.
And I did not hear the question. We don't have a monitor up here, so I'm in the middle. I'm the oldest, and I'm practically deaf.
I got you.
So I will say this: in movie Red, when he has the kiss outfit, oh my God, I love that outfit.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know if this counts, but Thriller Bark, when I got to voice the Boars, the big giant. Yes, that's not really a Luffy look, but I just loved it so much. And
I was boxing Luffy.
That was awesome. And everything.
The man make the afro, the afro make the man.
Yeah. Film gold, also everything.
Yeah, and I know we were all super excited for Egghead, and I love these Egghead outfits too. Everybody, after the drama of Moana, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I needed. But I get pants though. No pants for girls. But also very exciting, the February 11th. The rest of it comes out on Crunchy, so we're so close. We're so close. Yeah, we're so close. So the last thing I have for you guys before I turn it over to you, there's a lot of beautiful messages in this show. There's a lot for people to love. There is something for everyone. But years from now, when the show is maybe over, who knows? Hopefully never. But what would you love to be the thing that people really take away from the show years from now? You're like, I hope people really latch on to this.
Specifically for Luffy, and I know I say it all the time, so if you've heard it before, I apologize, but I really, really love how much he lives in the moment. For a main character specifically, he is so not tortured by his past. He has a really, really awful past. I mean, when you really look at the bare bones of it, but he doesn't feel that way about it because he doesn't, he just moves forward. And he takes the good parts with him, but he leaves the bad parts behind. And he's also not so focused on his goal, despite having one, that he can't do what is right in front of him. So he will take that stop at an island and free an entire island from tyranny, despite the fact that he has a thing that he's on a mission to do. And he just lives completely in the moment, and I think that if we could all be more that way, that would be super rad for the world. Yeah.
I love it.
I think one of the things I'm loving the most about this show right now is kind of the trust in a family that can be built over time. And sometimes you have to leave each other and do your own thing for a little while. But your people have your back and believe in you, and when you hook back up again, it's more than it was before. But we're all needed. Everybody's needed. I love that about the show.
The crew?
I just gave myself goosebumps.
Love it.
I hope people remember the performances. This show, I said several times, it's like a show about clowns, basically. But in order to play the clowns, the actors are required at some point to do the most dramatic performance of their entire careers. And these guys have moved me to tears so many times, and I just hope that's remembered.
Something that I really like about the One Piece community is how they're all very kind and open and welcoming and generous, and I hope that people take away some of the messages that are there about sticking up for the little guy, being there for these oppressed people, not putting up with cruelty and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons that I love y'all, is because every One Piece fan, I mean, is super nice and like accepting and welcoming to everybody, whereas you can be in other shows that are about like, I don't know, like anger and I'm bigger than you and stuff like that, and you can get wrong messages. But if you watch One Piece and you don't get like all of this sense of like being a good human and being there for those who need you, like you're missing the point. I think most of y'all get it. Well,
You are worthy of love. And obviously you're all worthy of love. Thank you, Robin. Perfect. You are worthy of love. And then just you can find a family. And you can, as far as hoping that you cherish the people that are in your life. I know this group has been amazing how we've come together, we've grown up together, but it's really a gift to have people that care about you. And when you find your people, you know, protect it and cherish that. I know I made it 15 minutes without crying. 15 minutes, count it. There it was. Take it away, Derek.
Oh yeah, so the one thing that I hope people take away
from
One Piece is that I gave a much more rich and nuanced performance than Christopher said.
The people are taking to Twitter immediately, yes.
They will remember that, I'm sure. I hope that people will all realize that the narrator of the show is a seagull. Something we noticed the other day, where shortly after every narration you see a seagull. So we have this theory that it's actually the seagulls narrating the whole thing.
The only person that can see everything.
Yeah, it's omniscient. He's been flying the whole way. He knows everything.
Overall, I will say that to me, this year's Megacon was another success. Now, don't get me wrong, the convention had its moments where sometimes the lines were just way too long, or I couldn't be able to see all the panels of my favorite actors, because, once again, I'm in line. But what actually made it better was the things that I didn't film. Turns out Megacon had a after party where there were voice actors that you haven't heard their voices in a while, or that so far as I know, I haven't heard their voices in anime for a while. The people that, to me, I really wanted to see was Vincent Tung. He was in Death Note, as well as the Red Ninja from Ninjago. And especially Ian Corlett. Who, to me, is my G1 Goku, if you want to call it. And I get it. Everybody has their favorites, just like Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime will always be G1 to me. For somebody else, it could be Optimus Primal from Beast Wars, or it could be Optimus from Transformers Armada. So, and dare I say it, Bayformers. When anime was slowly growing and rising in the 90s, Dragon Ball Z was voiced by a Canadian group called Ocean Group. And up until the Frieza saga, there was a change of guard. Funimation took over and pretty much pushed Ocean Group aside. And then you had Sean Schemmel. But for those of you who know, I mean, Scott McNeil, he was the voice of Piccolo, and he was pretty cool. And like I said, there were just so many people. Vegeta was voiced by Brian Drummond.
I'll get you for this! You won't escape my wrath! I'll get you!
And as I was talking to him, I was telling him about how they were the ones that, you know, maybe want to go to conventions in the first place. And I'm grateful for them. And, you know, hey, if you know them, give a shout out to them. Let them know that how much you appreciate their work for what they've done, because I certainly do. And the people that I'm talking to as I'm waiting in line, they are so sweet. They are so amazing. And I love going to conventions. I love going to events where there are people that, you know, talk about their passion, talk about their love of these shows and the people that inspired them to do what they want to do. And it, you know, it makes me feel good to hear, you know, those who are anxious and are afraid to talk to these guys, actually talk to them and find the courage to, you know, let them know how they feel and stuff. And the actors and you could see how much it puts a smile on their face to how these people, you know, are willing to wait long hours just to see them. And, you know, it, like I said, I love going to these things. And, you know, despite all of the long lines and stuff and not being able to see panels, the fact is, you know, people's dreams, people's desires, people's, you know, things that they wanted to do as a kid growing up, you know, these are the things that people should fight for. And like I said, it takes work. It takes work to be able to, you know, do these things and whatnot. The cherry on top was Friday, I went to Universal Studios because it was a private event and Megacon was, you know, closed the park to everybody and let us go to both parks and ride the rides and all that stuff.
I happened to bump into the awesome TikToker who does those wedding remixes and dresses up as Powerline. However, I left my phone in the locker while riding the Hagrid motocross roller coaster.
I want to thank one of my friends for reminding me about this little popcorn bucket that I found over by the Transformers ride. How adorable is he? A Grimlock popcorn bucket. And so, I mean, come on, man. I couldn't resist. I could not resist not getting this little guy. And so here's where you could change the batteries. Of course, watch batteries. His little hands move. Look at this. Oh, it's adorable. His little hands move. His little feet move. And then, when you touch his little nose, yes, his eyes glow red and blue. And, of course, over by his cheek, you open it up, and there you have it. Yes, I love this guy. He is adorable, and I'm so glad I took him home. I would say $37 and change, and I'm sorry, he is worth it. He is so worth it. Mwah. So this was the cherry on top of my fantastic weekend. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, stay tuned.